guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Manuela Manzambi and I'm a fourth year medical student studying at the University of Pretoria. On this video, I'm going to speak about my journey into fourth year thus far. But before I start the video, as always, I'd like to send a big shout out to everyone that has subscribed to this channel. I'm consistently amazed at the love I get, and I'm really humble, and I really do appreciate it. So yeah, on to the video. How is fourth year thus far? Sure. Let me start from the beginning. So in the beginning of the year, we of course started online, and we basically did our block online. And just to give a bit of background information to those that don't know the world of medicine, so I find out that a lot of people ask me what am I specializing in when they realize I'm studying in medicine. And just basically with medicine, it's 6 years, your 6 years normal degree program, which is your bachelor's in medicine and surgery, and then after 6 years thereafter you specialize. So right now currently I'm really just doing my bachelor's in medicine in order to be a normal GP doctor, and then afterwards I'll specialize. So in fourth year you start with clinicals. At UP you start with clinicals in fourth year, and a lot of universities also start around fourth year in South Africa. So we started our fourth year clinicals, and basically in clinicals what happens is that you get to rotate around different hospitals in Pretoria, because I go to UP, so I get to rotate around different hospitals in Pretoria or Joburg, and then I'm able to shadow doctors and get a ground perspective on their particular field. So I've done so far ophthalmology, ENT, orthopedics and gynecology rotations. So basically what we were able to do, we were able to learn from doctors who have specialized in that particular field. So if it's ENT, we learn from an ophthalmologist. If it's orthopedics, we learn from a specialist in orthopedics, and thereafter. So far what I've learned is that medicine is truly a sacrifice. It can't be about the money. You can't be a doctor for the money. You really have to have a passion for what you do, because the workload is crazy, and it just gets worse from here. It really does, because in first year I thought the workload was really hectic, and then what I'm experiencing in fourth year is nothing really compared to what I've experienced in first year. So you really have to have a passion of what you're doing, because if you're going to study the crazy amount of hours that you're sacrificing, you really have to have a passion for it. And what I really enjoyed about clinicals is that we're able to have a first-hand experience of what it would be if we're doctors. So you interact with your patients, and you're able to develop that patient and doctor relationship. And I've learned so much thus far. And I think the one thing that I've also learned is that you have to be patient as a doctor as well, and it just really has tested my endurance. And you must be teachable, because sometimes you will not get the friendliest doctors to assist you, but you must have that teachable spirit of being able to learn, put your pride aside, put your ego aside, and really just learn as much as you can from every kind of doctor that you meet, whether they're the most friendliest, whether they're not, because we do experience that as well. And yeah, it's really tested me on that ground. So basically with fourth year, you do your rotations. So your rotations, as I said, are everything that you do in the hospital. So in the morning we do our rotations, and then I come back from the hospital and I have to do online studies. So online studies, that's called our block. So block, I normally explain it to family and friends. I normally say that's what I do in the university, and then rotations is what I do in the hospital. So what makes medicine really hard is that your rotations and your block have nothing to do with each other. So I did, for example, just last week I did gynecology rotations and I did nephrology or internal medicine block, and they have really nothing to do with one another. I mean, the female reproductive system and your kidneys, they do not correlate at all. But you must learn to juggle both of them at the same time, because majority of the time you write exams on the same week for different topics. And I'm not just talking about 60 slides or 100 slides. I'm talking about, I mean, with internal medicine I had 800 slides, and you have probably 6 or 7 chapters to go through with gynecology, and at the same time you have to study that. So you really have to balance your work and your day out, and it's not particularly easy, but I don't want to discourage anyone, because honestly it's not impossible. And if I can be in 4th year, I don't see why you can't be where I'm standing. And if others are in 5th year, I can't see why I can't be to their level. And if others have graduated as doctors, then it must mean it's not impossible. It's a lot of work, but it's not impossible. And it's just being disciplined. The one thing about medicine is that you have to be disciplined. You have to be disciplined. You have to be passionate about what you're doing, about what you're studying. And you also have to have a really good support system, because the work gets overwhelming, and you must be around people that bring out the best in you, because if you're not around that environment, and then you have to also study the work, and this is how depression comes about in medical students, because you're so overwhelmed, your environment is not so good, and then it seems like there's really nothing positive to look forward to. But if you cultivate a really good environment, and that environment really brings out the best in you into your studies, and you're able to really face every day with your head on. So I really don't want to discourage anyone from studying medicine. I really do hope that if it is your passion, please come join us in medicine. I mean, in South Africa we have a shortage of doctors, and we really do need more doctors in this field. So you can do it. I mean, I've always said to everyone, if you can think it, you can do it. And if I'm able to be here, I don't see why anyone else can't. If you have any questions beyond what I've just explained, please let me know. My Instagram handle should be somewhere below or above or wherever. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video, and I really do hope that you do enjoy. Thank you. Bye.